Don't forget to like and subscribe.
It's Countryman again. Just I lick you with some wisdom, and I lick you with some knowledge. You gotta take inside your brain. It says, son, I've learned a lot out of reading people's faces. No matter how them are going, like them original, them fake. You gotta know when to walk and know when to run and know when to fall and know when to stand.
Viewers' discretion is advised. One more time. Viewers' discretion is advised.
To all of the massive, I man set an example. Vern God, the massive impossible. Jada me quick and me full of lyric. And you looking at me basket, you know me have it.
Well, I think ORC was in response to the upsurge in criminal activity at the time that was happening in St. Lucia. Something needed to be done, and not just done, but done urgently. I think everybody at the time would have supported the response of the police in terms of mounting something to curb the crime situation. And it was not just random crime, it was crime, planned criminal activities. So police had to respond with something, of a skill that even the criminal at the time would have been not just afraid of, but would have seen that it's something different from the norm.
Well, good day, my wonderful friends. It's me again, the great. One more great. I'm have to say one more great countryman. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and click on another video. Well, me I talk about St. Lucia. And you have the police commissioner, the boy there, ex-commissioner, Francois, big body boy. That you see, underneath team tenure, a peer fuckery happened in St. Lucia. Now them have the so-called Operation Restore Confidence. And this was in 2010 and 2011. I just tell the people. And this was supposed to fight crime and boost public confidence. But it seems like it went haywire.
The biggest misconception was thinking that police officers went out there to kill criminals. The biggest one was a list that was put out saying that it was a hit list. And I can clearly remember that normally every year or so that there is a list of notorious persons that is prepared by the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. What happened at the time is basically you find persons who were on that list became criminal suspects, and they happen to be in the names of those persons who got killed in terms of police operation. So then you find that person is associating the list of notorious persons with persons who got killed in ORC and saying that it was a hit list, but it was never a hit list.
And it went into the accusation of judicial killings. According to the authorities, this operation was to address crime and restore confidence. Now, the activities involved increased police presence and arrest and seizure of illegal guns. The operation scope was not limited to just one specific area. It was implemented throughout various parts of the country. It so happened that the operation was a stage event by, this is what investigation is saying, you know. So according to the Jamaican police who came there and did the investigation, they're saying that the situation where the St. Lucia police came up with was a stage event. So them stage events say man attacked them. You know, like I said, St. Lucia took a page out of the pussy hole Jamaican police, the cockeye commissioner were down there now. Big pussy hole. You see me not like criminal. I'm specifically not like criminals who kill off people in their neighborhood. But at the same time, me not like blood clot, dirty police. And me not like dirty government. You understand? So, listen, so, it go. So, listen. The St. Lucia police, according to the impacts, this is some fucking agency, Caribbean Community Implementation Agency. To me, that's just another agency to steal people money. You understand? All these fucking agencies, and there is nothing being done. You understand? So why do we have all these agencies? The Caribbean Community Implementation Agency for Crime. Kiss my motherfucking ass. Impact. You did shit, and all you now do is steal money from the rest of the country. All them things needs to be gutted from the inside like a fucking fish. Now, the report is that the police them have a death list. And that them carry out the killing. The US step in, everybody know this, and block support for the St. Lucia police, and I guess some of the government ministers them name a call, and just all sort of crazy fucking shit, you know. The Operation Restore Confidence, it just goes to show, and you know, this is a snapshot of the entire Caribbean region. You see what I'm saying? How government, and when I say government, I talk about law enforcement and politicians, them break our constitution, you know, and do anything to the people then. Now, with that said,
it's very tough. I mean, persons I know have been seeking counseling, because if you notice, their lives and their family lives have been impacted. Some of them were arrested, as you would have seen on television some years back. You know, statement of under caution statement was taken from them. So I guess personally they have been suffering, personally they have been affected. You see, when you're in an organization, you look for upward mobility.
No, like me say, let's flip the time. Me now, I'ma talk about this a lot of time. I feel like the crime situation in St. Lucia and Jamaica and those places, it's because of the policies the government them is implementing, because we know, you know, that a lot of these, not a lot, all of them, these so-called government ministers or whoever, all of them live abroad in modern developed country, and they know what laws are needed in order to run a country and make a country progressive and move forward. But for some reason, they could never ever get it right because it is a lot of fucking corruption. You understand? The people in Jamaica, St. Lucia, though, we have lost our consciousness. Like one time people would stand up for their rights and demonstrate and stuff like that and let it be known. But these days, everything changed. The so-called government them have the police them doing their dirty work instead of they should make the right policies to put checks and balances in place. Brings me to the next thing. Now the criminal them get vicious and wild and crazy. And it's funny because the shit President Trump is doing, I have spoken about the Caribbean need to do stuff like that. These so-called super criminals that's down there wreaking havoc and mayhem, you should put them in other prisons and other situations. I even use the thing as sending them to fucking war. I would advocate to send them to the Ukraine and Russia. So if I was running St. Lucia and or Jamaica or Trinidad, all of these vicious murderer gang member, all of them, I would pack them up and send them to these countries and I would strike deal with them. And I've said that many times. A friend of mine once told me in a Jamaica and St. Lucia and them country there, until the super elite, the rich people them feel uncomfortable, we not gonna make no change. You see what I'm saying? Until we can start lock up some of these politicians, because we know a lot of these politicians run with criminals, we are not gonna have no change.
To all of the massive, I man set an example. Vern God, the massive impossible. Jada man me quick and me full of lyric, and you looking at me basket, you know me have it.
So Vern God, the Honorable Police Chief, I want to set an example for this. This little boy, Justice, went missing, vanished in thin air, and there was no police investigation, no search, no nothing. Obviously, we don't have a homosexual pedophile loose in our country. I want to not check it out. Where is that little boy? Where is that little boy? Solve this one, Mr. Verngard. Set an example for this. With that said, I want to talk about this little case here. You have a young man who went missing a few years ago, and this is in St. Lucia. Look at that picture right there. That little boy name is Justo, and he has been missing since 2012 in St. Lucia. Now this was the summer of 2012, and you want to tell me this little boy went to the store, he went to the shop for his mother and disappeared into thin air, and there is no police investigation. Something is wrong with this. Now, do the St. Lucia police want me give them some fucking scenario? I'ma give them some scenario. I'm saying, how can a little boy, 13 years old, disappear into thin air on an island of 163,000 people, 68,000 people, and nobody tried to look for him? The mother, she is so desperate. It's been 15 years, since this happened. So this little boy, he's 13, he would be 15 and 13 is what? Don't make me lie to you. About 20 something, 30 years old, late 20s. This family is from the Marchland area of St. Lucia. It's a Marchland community. The mother have 10 kids, and this little boy went to the store for his mother and ended up disappear. Now, do I need to tell them that there's a homosexual child killer, a pedophile running around in their neighborhood? How come the man that he was going by, which was a Rasta man, obviously when somebody goes missing like that, the family members and close associates, friends of the family, all of that should be a suspect, especially in such a small, close-knit community. It's not like this little boy is living in New York City, where you have 8 million people. He's living in a small fucking backwoods community, where everybody knows everybody. And you're telling me this little boy disappeared in 10 years. I have a problem with that. There is a homosexual pedophile, on the loose out there in St. Lucia, in that Marchland neighborhood. It's been so long now, the suspect probably disappear and leave the island or whatever. But there is no way on my dead body you're gonna have a 13-year-old disappear in a small community and nobody can find him. The police them need to do something about that. Now, Mr. Verngard, set an example for this. Help the family find this young man. I know it's been years and this was not on your watch. But what may I say? Create a cold case squad and make them dig in certain things, yo. You understand? And that's all me have to say. Solve these cases. Listen, my name is Countryman.